Hello, hello, hello. Happy Thursday, everyone. How is everyone doing? Will this pullback hold or not? We shall see. Let's see. We have Patrick in. Good morning, Donald. Dave, thank you for being here. Light viewership so far today. I guess not much interest in initial jobless claims coming in higher than expected. Again, holding firmly above 200K. Good morning, Anissa. Continuing jobless claims holding above, now it's above 1850. That was a pretty decent miss. Pretty decent miss. Philly Fed manufacturing index was ugly. Remember, the New York one was surprisingly strong. The Philly one is, boy, whew, I guess the cheese steaks didn't beat the New York pizza slices. Philadelphia minus 31.3. Prices paid. Pretty big drop there, but new orders, remember the new orders in New York were very strong. Philly, boy, time to go to Philly, order some cheesesteaks. Is it Pat's or Geno's? Which one? I've eaten at both. So, what do we have coming up? Existing home sales. I'm not really worried about that. Consumer Board Leading Index, I'm going to be paying attention to that 30 minutes after the open. Expected to come in -4 to -6. And that is a leading index. It's been rolled over for a long time. And then we don't have much. We have Waller and Bowman. So, very light day. Remember, OpEx tomorrow. Light day, but OpEx tomorrow. All right. Pretty red day. Pretty red day heading into the open. Nowhere to hide. Let me just refresh this, get the latest update. It's consumer cyclical, technology, and energy taking it in the shorts today. Financial basic materials. Nothing positive at this point going into the open. 85% still favors the rate hike, and you see here solidly a rate hike on the table. At least one more to that 5 to 525. Fear and greed still in greed, even with this pullback. We're trading right now 41.50, roughly 41.48. The gamma flip is 41.60. And we do have a not huge, but we do have some substantial put and call volume here between this and based off where, unless we get a sell-off today, it takes us back below 4,100. I'm not even considering a 4,000 at this point. But we have the two major things I'm watching are 41.50 and 4,100. As it goes down into negative gamma, remember that amplifies the selling from dealers on a move down and a move up, but a move up takes us into positive gamma territory. But we can get some more. We can get some waning call gamma if we really start dropping below 4150, and some put gamma can kick in at 4100. So that we could see an interesting move if we do get some downward price action. Amex was pretty flat. It looked like a miss on revenue. I'll have to double check. AT&T's got some interesting patterns. I was watching for this double to trigger, and it's a major gap down. Taiwan Semiconductor was pretty flat the last time I looked. So that's where we sit with that. After the close, CSX, but it's sort of quiet now going into the end of the week. PPG, Seagate, CSX, P&G tomorrow morning. But everything's going to really trade off OpEx tomorrow. SAP. So closing out the weekend, next week's going to be a doozy, especially with the PCE numbers. All right, coming back down to a very strong trend line right here into the rotation zone. Remember, the last few dips in the rotation zone have been bought. I was keeping an eye on this little 15-minute double. If we really push down again, it will be off the table. But that's what I'm still watching. It would need a close. I'd at least need a 15-minute close above 41.50, just go 41.54, 41.58.50, 41.68, 41.63. So that would be the only dip buy signal. Now remember, you see this little one from yesterday morning. Now that's key resistance area. So it's actually sort of a halfway decent setup. Again, that doesn't change the probabilities, but it does mean it has a little heavier lifting to get through there. Let's see. Good morning, options 22. Good day, Christoph. Good morning, Richard. Afternoon, Charles. Good morning, Jacob. Looks like Tesla. We'll take a look at Tesla, Paul. Who else do we have? Why Red? Any news? We still have stuff weighing on it like the mega caps and, just a rollover move. And you had ugly Philadelphia Fed, although it was already selling off. It was selling off in the European session. That's when it started. So we have that. Hey, William. Good morning, MP. Good morning, Royal Palms. So there's that little setup for the S&P on the downside. Remember, we prepare for both ways. Again, because of cycles, let me just retouch in case you're just tuning in. Daily cycles rolling over, weekly cycles at the top. So this could be a multi-week pullback. Does not mean it has to start today. It can be buy the dip again. The dip buyers can come in. That's why I'm watching for that little pattern. On the down area, if we head down and break this trend line and break through the lows, next target for me is 41.38, 41.30, 41.23, and bottom of the rotation zone of 41.16. And these targets, they can be used for covering shorts at areas, or they can be used for stop reduction. That's why I list them out. To the upside, if we did complete that double and got back through 41.62, and there's going to be some pretty heavy resistance overhead, but then, if we did run through there, let's see if I can find a decent level. Let's see if I can find a decent level. The next key area would be about 41.66, and then if we had a snapback, 41.71. So there you go. NASDAQ, I didn't want to make that red. NASDAQ going into the open. We still have the confirmed, but not triggered. Again, I need a 15-minute close, above 13,071.50. You can see this confirmed it. You have two pokes higher, so the double won't change. Now, if it rotates back down and we retest this 13,035 area, it's turned into a triple. If that happens before it triggers, it's off the table. 13,091, 13,100, 13,110. And that takes us to, if you look here, just in front of a breakdown zone. Now, we're trading against that harmonic I put up yesterday. That was reverse harmonics. 13,028, which were formed a double. We break through that. 12,997 to 13,000. Then if we get a bigger sell-off, 12,950. So that's the way I'm looking at the market this morning. Dow finally into the rotation zone. You see it's been testing the 8 a little, but this is finally the first move into the rotation zone since we've got the cross of it back in at the end of March. So this is the first significant sign of weakness, but 33,790 to 33,800 is the key support. The next level of support is down to 33,610. Resistance, besides using short-term levels, I'm looking 34,000 to 34,050. Russell, nothing's really changed. 1782 is support. The next major support is until 1761, so I'd use short-term projections, but 1782 is what I'd be utilizing today. And on any rally, we're about 1805 and then 1817. The VIX finally, although you can't even say this is much fear, but at least this is so far the first green day in green. Maybe we should not be an American idiot. Sorry, that was a little Green Day joke. 17 1775. We break above that, I'm going to be focused on that 1835 level, and that would be supportive of a continuing sell-off, but I'll also be looking at the tick. You see the DAX, we talked about this. This is going to be, it's come back to this first level, this 15,877 to 15,9. We break that down, we would hit the target on the little wedge I talked about yesterday. But I'd use a target area. Not so sure that'll hit today, probably in that area if it follows through tomorrow. But that's about it. What else? Notes. We'll get to the spiders and the Qs holding the key support area. Right there. Remember I talked about yesterday, move above the yesterday's high with a follow through close is an aggressive percent B buy against key support. So I'm going to be watching yesterday's high with cycles at the bottom on the daily. So could this pop back up and retest this high area? Also remember the massive double top on a weekly basis has been triggered, but this can take many weeks to unfold. Let's just jump to the spiders and the Qs right now. Key area, we got 4 on a continuing sell off, about 410.65, 409.45 on a rally. I'd be looking back to 411.95 area, and then to the open price of 412.22. And then if you got a stronger rally, it would be, of course, for the gap fill, which would be to 414.14. But just looking at this, you're going to have that major overhead resistance at yesterday's open on any rally attempt. I'd be watching also for those doubles on the futures to see if those trigger. The Qs, again, the first major area is yesterday's open, since we're gapping below at 316.41. Above there would be 317.82. Major support coming in about 314.30. That's not only a key support level from past price action, it's the bottom of the rotation zone. And then we technically still have a gap left behind. So do not ignore that, not just for today, but if we do continue to roll over and get below the rotation zone, 313.04 is a key target area. Dollar index, still, after a run-up, still a sideways correction. Now cycles have gotten back to the top on the daily. And at this point, you can see the double top has turned into a triple top. So what would I focus on a drop below the 101.25 area? I would focus on 101 to 101.06 was the first key target. And then the next target would be 188. I'm still watching if this holds sideways for a breakout to the upside. Crude, which broke, I talked yesterday, broke about yesterday's low. I was targeting the 50 area, 70, which is not quite there, 77.30, then 76.34, and then it would be from the gap fill to 75.67. So that's what we're watching for there. What else do we have? Gold. Still just holding right at this level. Still watching to see if we get that close below about 1997 to trigger this sloppy head and shoulder. The yen still holding, and even if we pull back to 133.75 area, it's just back to the breakout zone of the triggered double. But I'm imagining this will stair step higher, so nothing's really changed with that. Euro, this did not dip down far enough to invalidate the potential double or the confirmed double bottom. So it still has a double bottom on the euro, and the pound still has, this is not moved up high enough to invalidate the potential double top. So nothing's changed there. Bitcoin, little pause here with cycles back to the bottom. If we do get a rally, 29.5 is the this little single candle breakdown zone, and then 30,004 to 30,500. Tesla gonna be opening looking against the key 164 support. So let's just see off this most recent swing. So that I'm going to watch for this double to confirm. We'll see if it does trigger today, the massive double top. But this is where I'll use the prior harmonics on any rally. 169.40, 174.25 to 174.88. And then you have the breakdown zone. The breakdown zone, which I'm lowering just a bit to about 177.31. I'm just watching for this big pattern to see if that triggers, and especially on the weekly, that is a weekly pattern. So it'll be very interesting to see if we get that weekly close below 163.91 tomorrow. Good morning, PMG. Good morning, Heinrich. Let's see. What else? Is there anything else? I think that is about it. That is about it. I don't think I missed anything. So, I actually have to run a little earlier today. I have some things to deal with heading into the open. Oh, watch this, because AT&T. All right, first off, AT&T big gap down. It did do a beat miss, but guidance and everything else not good. It technically completed the double top pattern, which I was watching. By the way, this is a dividend play at 5.63, but I mean, it'll be interesting. I'm watching for this to see how it reacts to these prior lows. However, this is not, I do not like to short dividend plays. What I'm watching for, though, longer term, and this is something you can keep an eye on, we have shoulder, head. This could be forming a big, massive shoulder. Why am I keeping an eye on this? Because, again, this would not be something I'd be looking to short. But if this does trigger, I'd be looking, since it does pay a decent dividend, and if it got back down into this 15 range, could get interesting if it forms a nice bottoming pattern from a dividend play perspective. That's why I'm watching this. So if you're looking for something potentially in the future, we get another market sell-off, this rolls over, and this could take weeks to play out. But I'm just highlighting that now. So if anybody's interested, they can keep it on their radar screen. Again, not interested from a short perspective, interested to utilize some of these low levels for potential long setups in the future. All right? Just wanted to point that out. Why did I type TSC? TSM was the beat miss, but still holding. I'd only get worried if you get a close below 86 from TSM. Stalling out at the between the first and the second target on this. By the way, this is not a double bottom because this spiked down. So that's where we sit. I shall talk to everyone after the close. Everyone have a wonderful trading day. Let's just go into the S&P and see. Just watch. If this pushes down once more into the open, you know, or pre-open, the potential doubles off the table. Just keep that in mind. Now, you are into a clear path move, so this could still be used as a potential trigger point. With the breakdown zone, I'm just going to lower this based off the 15-minute clear path, would be about 41.65. I look for confirming internals like definitely the tick to confirm any long trades based off this weakness. You are welcome. Dave, you're welcome. Charles, I'll be back after the close. Talk to everyone later. Bye for now.